Good morning. I hope this live works out okay. Good morning to everybody. I woke up just about 30 minutes ago and decided to go live. Well, first of all, Glampa snores. We all know this, which is okay because I snore too. I just, if he's out snoring me, then usually I'll get up in the middle of the night. Um, he works pretty hard and I don't want to disturb his sleep. So um, I'm going live. Also, we have a moth situation. It's really funny because, just when we battle back all the ants of spring, now we have a moth thing. And my husband, we actually noticed this when my husband pulled out, hey, Willa, good morning. My husband pulled out some of the baseball gloves from our bedroom closet and and he opened one and two moths flew out and there was like a little web in it. So apparently that's what they do whenever they get into your stuff and sink in. And it's been a little while. I got to be honest, it's been a little while since I've cleaned out my bedroom closet. But apparently what you have to do is actually catch the moths before they become moths. So the moths will the moths aren't the things that eat the cloth. It turns out they're when they have babies, the babies eat the cloth. That's how they turn into moths, I guess. The God, I hate to say the word larvae. It's so gross, but the pupa, I guess. I don't know, the baby moths. So we had to order a bunch of cedar and cedar chips and cedar hangers and lavender to make sure that the moths don't stick around and to make sure that the moths don't find that a lovely place to settle down and have babies. But in order to get it truly fixed, we actually have to clean out. Today's going to be exhausting. We have to take out every single thing out of that closet. We have to disinfect it. We have to wipe everything down and then we have to vacuum out the closet and then we have to disinfect the closet itself. So that'll be a fun Friday of a holiday weekend. That's, yay, right? That's what everybody wants to see. Um, so, so, but the thing is that sometimes with an issue or a problem, you don't really see the signs of it until it's already a problem. And so sometimes you have to go back to the beginning of the problem and figure out how to fix the cause, the source of the problem, rather than just putting a band-aid on the problem. So the nice thing is that cedar hangers smell actually really good. So I'm kind of excited about having those in my closet. Um, but it doesn't negate the fact that if something is wrong, if you see something wrong, if you see a symptom of something wrong, maybe it's best to go back and sort of go back to the beginning of it and figure out where it went wrong and how to avoid it happening again. So that's a life lesson that sort of smacked me in the forehead this morning. I technically yesterday, when we got all of the cedar stuff and then we looked it up online and they're like, no, you have to clean out your closet. And I'm like, well, it makes sense. I mean, probably needs one anyway. So that's what's going on with me. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the Anxiety Jacket Project as the first time that I'm really kind of going live and going public with what I've been working on for the past few weeks. What happened is all my life I've been a little subject to um, what's the word? Just high anxiety, right? I never really had anxiety to the point where it was deadly crippling, for the lack of a better term. I never had anxiety to the point where I had like a really bad anxiety attack. But I've always had issues with freezing with anxiety. It's a fight or flight response, and in my case, I'm like a fainting goat. I guess I just would start freezing. So sorry, I hit popcorn last night. I still got a little. So about 6 years ago, when my son first joined, my youngest son first joined the military, that was when I had my first full blown panic attack. And my doctor prescribed a thing for me and gave me some coping mechanisms, which worked very well. I recommend that if you deal with anxiety or if you deal with depression or any other, mental illness that's stopping you from living your best life, that you do seek help because a lot of the doctors do know, most of the doctors know what they're doing. But what I found was that the medication made me tired, and I didn't want to have to sleep for a day because I was working myself into a frenzy or a fight or flight response. So I started looking at different arts and crafts and different things that I can do around the house to sort of distract myself and sort of get into a peaceful, happy place. And just sort of, work through the anxiety and confront my fear head on, and confront the things that were making me anxious head on and causing me panic. So, so that summer, the first summer that after I had one, I started planting a garden every year, and I did tomatoes one year, I did potatoes one year, I did different things. I fixed up the deck. One year I started reselling, which is where we are now, and and it tends to happen more in the summertime, and there are personal reasons for that I'm not going to get into, but it has to do with some traumatic events happening in summer. So usually that's where my anxiety begins. And I've learned to sort of harness that at the beginning of summer. But there are so many projects that you can do outdoors, excuse me, and indoors in the summer. So because of that, I've always had a project to do. And this year I was kind of at a loss for a project, and it felt like with with the pandemic and with everything that's been happening, and now I'm starting to see the pandemic on the rise again, um, and everything that's happening with our country, with our economy, it just feels like it's starting to ramp up. So the moths are in the closet and they're getting ready to have babies, so to speak. And I could feel it. You can sort of feel it begin to happen. If it's happened before, you can start to feel it. And I decided to do just some craft projects with some thrifted items because I'm a reseller. I'm at thrift stores all the time. So I found a T-shirt, and I started. What I started doing was something that was actually quite soothing to me when I was a teenager. We would, sort of punk rock everything out, right? So you would take, a pair of old thrifted jeans, or you would take an old busted out, leather jacket, something like that, and you would, decorate it. You would add embroidery, or you would add embroidery, safety pins, anything that looked, anything that looked anti-establishment. You would, make sure and do that. And it was really, for me, the project itself was more soothing than the actual end, than the end result. Yes, Willow, embellishing. That's exactly it. So, and it was a way, it was an outlet for a teen that was a little, teens go through angst. They just do. I did it. You probably did it. We all get to the point where we're at that point too in our growth where the scales are beginning to fall off our eyes, and we're beginning to see the world as it really is. And many parts of that world can be disappointing if you've been looking through rose colored glasses most of your life. So you start to change your worldview. You start to change, who you are as a person. And it's all part of growth. It's part of growing up. But for me, it caused severe anxiety as a teenager. And so that's when I started those. Yeah, we did all go through the teen angst, Willow. So that's when I started doing arts and crafts projects, and for a couple of summers in a row, actually, that worked really well. So I decided this year to sort of go back in time. And I worked on this t shirt and I really gave it my all. I really gave it like the best that I had. And I was really happy with the results. And I'm sending that one to a friend. So I looked up anxiety and jacket because I thought, well, maybe if there's like a way to make an anxiety jacket, you know, you did crafts, I got hitched. Good Lord, Willow. That's different than crafts for sure. So I looked up anxiety jacket. What I found on the internet was interesting, which was nothing, not a thing. I did find anxiety jackets for dogs. They're like weighted jackets for when it thunderstorms, but they don't have them for humans. They don't have those. They do have anxiety blankets, which are like weighted blankets. Um, but as far as like anything for humans, they don't have those. So that's where the anxiety jacket project began, and that's part of me taking a few weeks off because sometimes you can get so wrapped up in what's going on that it feels like you can never walk away, and that you have to stay the course. We've been raised in a society that says keep working and play through the pain and that sort of thing. And and I think it's only since the pandemic began that a lot of people are beginning to realize that you really don't have to play through the pain. You can take some time for your mental health, and in fact it's good for you. It's good to model for your children and grandchildren if you have those. It makes you a better person, a better friend, a better lover, a better child, a better parent, a better grandparent. I think if you are taking good care of yourself. So I took a few weeks off to take care of myself, and I started on this anxiety jacket project. And it's something that I believe was very, very helpful to me. I am not, nor do I claim to be an expert on anxiety or depression. I am not. I'm not. I'm not a doctor. I'm nowhere near a doctor. Um, uh, Well, I guess I figured the best way to get over teen angst was to accelerate the growing up part. I haven't decided whether it was old soul wisdom or sheer stupidity. Sometimes Willow, those go hand in hand. Sometimes it's the same thing. Gotta. Um, so I began my anxiety jacket project, and that's going to be those. That's a two-part series that's going to be broadcast on my YouTube channel in July. And so part of what I've been working on, um, I've been, I took a jacket that I got in a thread up denim box that was so destroyed. It was just unsellable. And I am bringing it back to life. Once I am finished with it, and I'm almost finished with it, and once I'm finished with it, I'm actually giving it away. It's not, for me, not every not every craft project, not every artistic uh, effort needs to be monetized. And I'm extremely lucky to be in that situation because in some instances it has to be. So I'm not judging anyone for not monetizing or for selling what they're making, if it helps you at all. It's just not something that I have to do, and so it's something that I would feel better. But I do if I just gave it, and I have somebody in mind already to give it to, someone that deals with anxiety himself. It's a friend of my very close friend. We've been friends since we were little, and she's still one of the best people on the planet. One of my very best friends, and her son is in a band. He's in his early 20s. He's in a band, and he loves the idea of the anxiety jacket. He loves the idea of the patches and the project. So that is so that is something that I'm planning on giving to him, as he has shown interest in having it, and it's destroyed and it's very rock star and whatever. So, but just the working on of the project was really got me through a very difficult month. June's always kind of a tough month for me. So I felt really, really good about that. If it were a larger jacket, I could wear it, or I could put it on whenever, I felt, um, I could put it on whenever I felt overly anxious, kind of like you put the weighted jacket on the dog when he's listening to fireworks or a thunderstorm. But I do have a pair of jeans, and they are a busted up pair of jeans that I think I'm going to make my own. So now that I've got a good general idea of what I like and what I don't like, and where to get the supplies from and things like that, I think that's something that I'm going to work on next. It's a personal project, passion project, I guess you could call it. But that's what I'm going to be doing uh, in my spare time, in some of my spare time. Um, so anyway, I hope that if you go through anxiety, I hope that this in some way helps. I hope that it's a project that you can share with others. I certainly hope that it helps anybody. And if I can help one person, sort of make it past that white knuckle mark, and maybe find something sort of different, a different road, a calmer road to go down, um, then maybe it would have been, worth all of my effort. Frankly, on my own behalf, it was worth my effort to begin with. But you know, things you can share with a friend. So maybe anxiety jackets, depression jackets, but whatever it is, if you're dealing with something, it hopefully is something that can be a good, assistant coping mechanism, I guess. I don't think it should replace either therapy or medication if you're already on those, or reaching out for help. And we will be making, good morning, Jamie. We'll be making sure that each one of those videos has links for help below. But that's just my journey, and it's a little raw, it's a little personal. It didn't start off that pretty, I can tell you that. But it is what it is, and it is mine. And I told you I would take you. I told you guys 2 years ago that I would take you on this journey with me, and that is exactly what we'll be doing together. So we're going to be cleaning out my closet to bring things full circle, and working on this anxiety project together. And I'm taking you on a journey that's very personal and a little scary. It's a little scary to put all your fears out there, on the internet. It's a little scary to look your anxiety in the face and go, okay, this is what you are, rather than, find a hole and hide. But, I can pull the covers over my head, or I can try to find a way to walk through that dark valley. And in this particular instance, it was it, it was a such a healthy part of my journey, and it was such a eye-opening thing for me. So I really hope. Oh, Jamie, thank you. You're so very cool. So I really hope that you all enjoy the anxiety jacket project that's coming up this July. And we have a bunch of other stuff. You're all going to be so sick of me. I'm sick of me on the internet already, and I'm not even. This is my first live, but I did promise that on the 1st of July, we were going to come back with a vengeance, and boy, have we. So my break is over. I'm always happy to be back with what I consider my tribe. So yeah, pull the covers over your head or turn them into a super suit. That's exactly it, Willow. Um, so uh, So I hope you guys enjoy that. I really hope that it's something that if it, if you need it, it's a good outlet for you. But thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for taking this journey with me. Thank you so much for being a part of my YouTube family. Um, and people are like, well, it doesn't matter what people say on YouTube. It kind of does. It kind of does. Well, good morning, Scarlett. Oh, Jamie, I'm never sick of you either. Thank you. Um, so for being part of my YouTube family and for being, I get messages of support, and I don't really think that anyone realizes how much that means. How very deeply touched I am. And honestly, how much when I call you sweetie, it's because I really do adore you. I really do. I really do enjoy being a part of your lives, and I enjoy your being a part of mine. So thank you so much. My motion sensor light just went off in my bar. It means I got to get up and wave my arms around, I guess. So maybe we'll do a little dancing this morning and celebrate July. So anyway, I'm gonna go make some coffee because I don't think Glampa is gonna quit snoring anytime soon. I would be shocked. And then maybe when he wakes up, it'll be my turn to go nap and snore. But I hope everybody has a great holiday weekend. Scarlett, I hope you have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend. For the Yanks in the chat, it's our 4-day weekend, so we'll be celebrating on the 4th of July. I do have Carrie and I do have a Thrifts and Giggles coming out on 4th of July, and it was coming out anyway, and then and then we realized that there was a sorry guys, I'm going through hot flashes right now, and I'm just dead. We were going to do a regular Thrips and Giggles on the 4th of July with, sort of a patriotic theme. And then we realized it would be a really great idea for us to, honor those who have served the country and thank them for their protection. So we will, if any of you out there have, if you have served in the military, or if you have friends or a family who have served in the military and you'd like to include them, and we are doing a slideshow, and we have had several resellers already reach out. I personally have, my son and some other family members that have served that have served their country. So we'll be doing a slideshow of pictures. You can include their names, or you can include just a first name or just a last name. It's entirely up to you. We take operational security very seriously. So if they are currently serving, we ask that you only disclose that which is disclosable, that which is not going to put them in danger. But if you have anybody who served in the military, is serving, or if you yourself have served, please feel free to send a photo with their name, maybe to my Instagram, or the name that you'd like to see on the screen. And some of the uniforms are kind of familiar when you're at the infantry stage or when you're at the boot camp stage. So if you could just let me know which branch they're in, because sometimes with my eyesight, there's a reason why I wear glasses, right? With my eyesight, I have to get in really close to try and see what the insignias are, and sometimes it's not so obvious. So, but my Instagram is Glamma's Closet, GLAMMAZ Closet 1970 and that's at my Instagram account. So if you do have someone who served, please feel free. We'll be making the slideshow on Sunday when we do the voiceover. So if you could get those to me before Sunday, I can include those in the slideshow, and it would certainly be, we would consider it an honor to do so. And then please let your loved one know they can see their photos as part of that slideshow when we salute those troops. So that is about all I've got. I think I'm gonna go make some. I think I'm gonna go make some toast. I'm in the mood for jelly toast and a nice ice cold glass of milk. That sounds really good. In addition to my coffee, and get some shipping done and get some labels printed out and get everything packed and ready to go. The post office will be here today to pick up, and it's a holiday weekend, so this may be my last chance to get these things shipped out before that starts. In addition, I also want to make sure and get these ready to go before Adventures with Victoria and Johnny come on. So to write coffee, girl, that's the first thing in my mouth in the morning. I'm like, well, that sounds bad, but that's the first thing I have to drink. That's the first thing I inhale, really. There's nothing like a good cup of coffee. Oh, Larry is on soon too. I almost said Toon Sue. Bye English. Hey, what's up? What's up, bye? How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Larry is on soon too. I had to slow myself down. What's up with that? Oh, Toilet Girl, you're on your second cup of coffee? My Lord have mercy. So, I was just getting ready to wrap things up. Talked a little bit about the anxiety project, the anxiety jacket project, and some of the other things that are coming up. So I just wanted to tell you thank you so much for every bit of support. I appreciate it, and I truly bone deep appreciate it. I really do. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful Friday. I hope your toasted milk hit the spot just right. You're so good. You are. I know you are, but what am I, Jamie? And yeah, I was thinking like jelly toast, which I know sounds very basic. I'm so basic. I might as well be wearing an Uggs and holding a Starbucks. I'm just a basic girl. But yeah, toasted milk sounds so wonderful to me. And Vi, thank you so much for stopping in. Jamie, thank you. Willow, thank you. Scarlett, thank you. I really appreciate you guys stopping in and saying hi this morning and being a part of the Glamp fam. So I hope that you have a wonderful Friday and a fantastic weekend. Please be careful out there. Don't drink and drive. And try not to ride with anybody who's been drinking. So in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you on Monday. And everybody have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you in the chats around this morning. Never forget, Glamma loves you. Bye.